Kunkamsana Balhenge. Welcome back to my daily Tezo briefings. Without wasting any more time, let's dive straight to the only Tibetan Parliament session highlight in English. Chaired by Honorable Speaker Kimbostam Tempela, the 7th and the concluding day of the 17th Tibetan Parliament-in-Exile's 6th session convened at 9:30 this morning. It began with a start question, raised towards Honorable Sikyong Pematsirla, the incumbent Tudenkalu, by Chitu Geshe Attorney Chikinsla. For your information, a start question is one to which a member of the House requests for a oral answer in the House to a written question submitted in advance to Kasha or a member of the Kasha, and then the question is answered orally. And the supplementary questions can be asked by other members of the House thereon, which will also need an oral clarification. All right, so the question today was in relation to Pögmenzika, that's the Tibetan Medical and Astro Institute, which had changed its name into Dobe Menzikang, which only became evident after the board was put on display at the main gate of the center in Dharamsala and officially as well, without seeking the approval or consulting advice of the Parliament. So, being an autonomous body under CTA, Menzikang is expected to do so under the rules and regulation. The objection was made not only for disregarding the procedure as per regulation, but also, most importantly, omitting out the word Pögi, Tibetan, entirely from the title. Previously known as Pöshu Menzikang, as you know, and then Pögi Menzikang, was a medical institute established in 1916 by His Holiness the 13th Dalai Lama in Lhasa of independent Tibet. So it had a very historical significance as well. So Honorable Sikyong clarified that an attempt was made to submit the amendment proposal at the Parliament. However, due to derailment and time crunch during the previous two sessions, it could not be processed. However, after the start question was submitted to Kasha, Menzika had changed its name in documents and board as Dobe Pög Menzika. However, after much questions, the fact that they changed the name after September when the House couldn't resume, Kasha and the Institute cleared off from any form of scrutiny here. However, they have been advised to table its official proposal by one of the Chitu. However, we'll see what the Honorable Speakers will say. So the session advanced to Kalyo Nosdromala, who tabled the concise 2022 to 2023's annual report of the Department of Information and International Relations, that's Chiti Lehu. So this was followed by a presentation of the Standing Committee's review questions based on the detailed annual 2022 to 2023's report of the department. So with the motion for debate on the department's concise report and the review by the Standing Committee, Kalyo Nosdromala tabled the written answer to the questions asked by the Parliamentary Standing Committee. And here in the House began its deliberation on the department. So today, 27 parliamentarians raised queries and concerns and requests on matter of the department, ranging from questions on the official websites or in different languages and various social medias of Department of Information, on workshop of middle way approach to high school children, which had both severe criticism and a favorable approach of various members as well. There were questions on range of Tibet advocacy program under the flagship of the department and its autonomous bodies like the Office of Tibet in different countries. There were queries on general administrative and advocacy tasks of the offices of Tibet. There were questions around Voluntary Tibet Advocacy Group, WeTAC, projects of Tibet Museum. There were concerns raised during Tibet support groups, conferences, and by supporters, and basically many matters which received the answers and outlook of the Kalyo. Hereafter, as per the list of business, Sikyong Pematsirla, the incumbent Kalung of Department of Health today presented the department's annual 2022 to 2023's concise report, followed by presentation of the standing committee's review of the detailed annual 2022 to 2023's report of the department. So you know that as per practice and parliamentary procedure, when the motion for the debate is proposed, here the example is Sikkim Pematsirla, the incumbent Kalung of Department of Health, who on behalf of Kasha issues is clarifications on the questions by the standing committee, and then the general debate on all the reports under the jurisdiction of the Department of Health begins. Due to extended time and availability of deliberation time during the budget session on Monday, Honorable Speaker announced that only 5 questions will be taken, and accordingly Honorable Tibetan Parliament addressed those queries raised in the House. Herein, Sotung Osnamdojila, that's the Secretary General of the Parliamentary Secretariat, read out the leave of absence for the session before Honorable Speaker presented his closing remarks and announced the conclusion of the 17th Tibetan Parliament-in-Exile 6th session. So to present a gist of his closing remarks, he expressed his gratitude and respect to those personalities for whom the Parliament had offered its official obituary references, which is, according to him, a sign of changing generations and hence revitalizing the resilience and grit for the freedom movement. So Honorable Speaker appealed to the House and the people to pay attention to the aspirations and the voices of Tibetans in occupied Tibet, who are indeed leading a life of sacrifice at every step under the repressive regime of China. And since 2008, the custom of official resolution on the critical solidarity on the critical situation inside Tibet began with the motive of highlighting the heavy-handed control Tibetans in occupied Tibet are living under, and emphasize on the draconian policies of Chinese Communist Party. Consequently, the impact on our future course of actions. He brought the attention of the members of the House to use the available procedures like the start question hour as alternative to point of order, Lerim Damsha, which disintegrates the House, contrary to his aim. He apologized for concluding the 6th session in 7 days, unlike the usual 10 days. He then reiterated that the welfare and administrative deliberation on the center and the region of CTA, apart from the deliberations on Tibet advocacy campaign, will contribute to improve the operations of CTA. Though very blatantly mentioned that he isn't delighted with the standard of the deliberation in the House, for obvious reason. He sternly advised the members of the House to abide by the parliamentary procedures and conduct of business, as well as the General Code of Ethics, to prevent the repetition of the most recent incident, which caused the postponement of the 17th Tibetan Parliament-in-Exile 6th session. He stated that the Tibetan Parliament House is directly affiliated with the welfare of the 6 million Tibetans. Hence, whatever is tabled should assist the collective cause of the nation and the welfare of its people. He then very eloquently commented that the Parliament isn't a space to display our attitude of fearlessness, but a platform to showcase one's insight, wisdom, and reasoning, which would benefit the administration, the society at large, and our own consciousness. So with that, the 6th session adjourned Senadaya at 7:30 p.m. And with that, I wrap my daily Parliament session highlight for the 17th Tibetan Parliament-in-Exile's 6th session. I will see you on Monday for the 7th session. That's a budget session for the fiscal year of 2024 to 2025. It is an opportunity for the viewers, the listeners to check the new projects, new ideas, new implementations that the administration will bring about, and the questions that will come to challenge, to question, to basically to challenge the Kasha on its new ideas for the new year, new fiscal year. So I would recommend that again, I would recommend that you watch the Tibetan Parliament live if possible. If not, you can watch it later on Tibet TV. You can check the YouTube of Tibet TV or Facebook. If not, if you can't do that, you at least have my daily updates to know what is happening at the Tibetan Parliament-in-Exile. So know your government, know your CTA, and know your representatives. Let's say, Tharidaran Samshayi, Satawala Jayo.